Hi, welcome to Bedtime Bible Stories. I am your narrator, Nikki K. the Great, your pretend personal prophet. So, we are, I fucked up. We are in the middle of the Sermon of the Mount. I thought it ended, but no, it kept going. And we are in the middle of it. So, I am your narrator, Nikki K. the Great. This is Bedtime Bible Stories. So make sure you took your pills. Then pack your bowl. One of these ones up here is fine. There's a bunch of them. There's even little ones. Whatever one. Pack one. Then grab your. Sorry. Grab your bedtime beverage, your nightly reward for keeping other people alive. Cheers. Now, let's take our pills, smoke it, drink it, read it. So, we are continuing with the Sermon on the Mount. So it said at the end of chapter 6 said, don't worry about tomorrow, for the things of tomorrow, you know. And then it says, chapter 7, do not judge, so that you may not be judged. For with the judgment you make, you will be judged. And the measure you give will be the measure you get. Why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but do not notice the log in your own eye? Why are you going to ask him if you can pick his eye if your eye is not picked yet? How? How are you going to do that? And how can you? Oh yeah, okay. Hypocrite. You gotta take care of yourself first. Then you can take care of somebody else. Haven't you ever been on an airplane? Safety. Do not give what is holy to dogs, and do not throw your pearls before swine, or they will trample them underfoot and turn and maul you. So pretty much Jesus is telling you right here, don't trust a Jew. And it will be given to you. Search and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened. For everyone who asks receives, and everyone who searches finds. For everyone who knocks, the door will be opened. Is there anyone among you who, if your child asks for bread, will give a stone? Can we get it on YouTube? No, Nikki. No, you can't. Why would you ask that? Jesus would strike you dead. Or if a child asks for a fish, will give a snake. If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask him? Does that include the evil ones? In everything, do to others as you would have them do to you. For this is the law and the prophets. Shouldn't this be prophecies? I don't know. Enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the road is easy that leads to destruction, and there are many who take it. Is Jesus saying go through the narrow gate? Okay. For the gate is narrow and the road is hard that leads to life, and there are few who find it. Enter through the narrow gate. The gate is wide and the road is easy that leads to destruction. There are many who take it. For the gate is narrow and the road is hard that leads to life, and there are few who find it. Well, this is weird. What does this mean? What do you think this means? What does it mean? I don't know. Enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the road is easy that leads to destruction, and there are many who take it. For the gate is narrow and the road is hard that leads to life, and there are few who find it. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but are inwardly ravenous wolves. I am a pretend prophet. I am a sheep in wolves' clothes. So, I don't think the Bible's talking about me. I'm just trying to figure it out. Can you hear all that? You will know them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorns or figs from thistle? Oh, are grapes gathered from thorns or figs from thistles? In the same way, every good tree bears fruit, but the bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, you will know them by their fruits. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will I enter the kingdom of heaven? But only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven. Interesting. Does that include reading the Bible out loud on camera? Because I'm doing that. I hope I can go to heaven. On that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and do many deeds of power in your name? Then I will declare to them, the fuck is you? You guys suck. I don't know you. Could you imagine being the guy that goes up to the most popular guy at the party, and then dude's like, I don't know you. Why are you at my party? Oh, that would be so embarrassing. Oh my God, I'd die. Everyone then who hears these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on rock. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall because it had been founded on rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine, and hi, baby. and does not act on them, will you take a shower here in a few? Don't breathe heavy. You're doing it, don't. And everyone who hears these words of mine does not act on them will be like a foolish man who built his house on sand. Asshole. The rain fell and the floods came. The winds blew and beat against that house and it fell. And this was a great fall, like Humpty Dumpty. Now, when Jesus finished saying these things, the crowds were astounded at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, not like their bitch-ass scribes. Fakes. They're fakes. Alright, give me 1 second. I will be right back. Okay, chapter 8. When Jesus had come down from the mountain, great crowds followed him. And there was a leper who came to him and knelt before him and said, Lord, if you choose, you could make me clean. He stretched out his hand and touched him and said, I do choose. Be made clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. Then Jesus said, see that you say nothing to anyone. This is where, I don't know, maybe where Jesus finds out the Jews are fucked up and they're all snitches. And so he says, don't tell nobody, but go show yourself to the priest and offer the gift that Moses commanded as a testimony to them. And when he entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him, appealing to him, said, Lord, my servant is lying at home, paralyzed in terrible distress. And he said, all right, I'll come. Jesus is like, all right, I'm coming. And the centurion said, no, don't go to my house. Just say the word. Say the word, right? Because I can't be seen near you, dude. I am the man, right? And like, I can't be seen with you, dude. You are jailbait, okay? It's like I'm 33 and you're 15. I can't be seen with you. And then Jesus was like, nowhere in Israel has anybody had as much faith as you. Like, just say it, right? Never in my life have I seen that, but okay, right? I tell you, many will come from the east and the west and will eat with Abe, Isaac, and Jake in the kingdom of heaven, while the heirs of the kingdom will be thrown into the outer darkness, where there will be weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth, right? And the centurion said, Jesus said to the dude, go, let it be done for you according to your faith. And the servant was healed in that hour. When Jesus entered Peter's house, okay, so Peter is Andrew's brother, okay, and their mom was lying in bed with a fever, and he touched her head, and the fever left, and she got up and began to serve him. That evening, they brought to him many who were possessed with demons, And he cast out the spirit with a word and cured all who were sick. And this was to fulfill what had been spoken through the prophet Isaiah. He took our infirmities and bore our diseases. Now, when Jesus saw the great crowds around him, he gave orders to go to the other side. A scribe then approached and said, "Okay, I'm going to go with you wherever you go." And Jesus said, "Foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head." And another of his disciples said to him, "I will meet up with you. I got to go bury my dad." Here we go. Here, pay attention to this part right here, okay? But Jesus said to him, "Follow me. Let the dead bury their dead." And when he got into the boat, his disciples followed him. A windstorm arose on the sea, so great that the boat was being swamped by the waves. But he was asleep. And they went and woke him up, saying, "Lord, save us. We are perishing." And he said, "The fuck are you scared for? Oh, have some faith, assholes. My God. You guys, man, you guys, I can't even. I can't even with you right now, right?" Then Jesus got up and was like, "Shut the fuck up, I'm trying to sleep." And then everything was calm. And they were amazed, saying, "What sort of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him?" Man, don't want to wake him up when he's sleeping. When he came to the other side, to the country of the Gadarenes, I don't know. I don't know how to say that. But anyway, okay, this is the part, okay? Because last time we read this part had me all sorts of fucked up. So let's see. Okay. So what is this? Matt 8. The demon guys. Demon guys. Okay. Because this story changes also. Okay. So, when he got to the country of the Gadarenes, two demoniacs came out of the tombs and met him. They were so fierce, no one could pass that way. Suddenly, they shouted, "What do you have to do with us, Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the time?" Now a large herd of swine was feeding at some distance from him. Okay? And the demons begged him, "If you cast us out, send us to the pigs, to the pigs," right? And he said to them, "Go." So they came out and entered the pigs, and suddenly the whole herd rushed down the steep bank into the sea and perished in the water. right? The swineherds ran off, and on going to the town, they told the whole story. Like everything. The pigs, the demons, it was like, it was a whole thing. Right? And then the whole town came to meet Jesus. And they was like, yo, that was a lot of money. Like, people are gonna be really fucking mad, so you should go. Like, you need to leave like yesterday. So I'm sure Jesus was like, these fucking assholes, man. These assholes. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, chapter 9. Yay. This will be the last chapter. Okay. After getting into a boat, he crossed the sea and came to his own town. Okay, now I don't know if this is Galilee, Nazareth, or Capernaum. I don't know. And just then, some people were carrying a paralyzed man lying on a bed. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "Take heart, son, your sins are forgiven." Then, Nikki, you're reading. You need a coupon. Okay. And then some of the scribes said to themselves, "This man is blaspheming." Although, like, how could he be blaspheming if the dude got up and walked? See, this is how you know these people are fucking retarded. And faking, and like they didn't even read their own rules. But okay. But Jesus, perceiving their thoughts, said, "Why do you think evil in your hearts? Why are you guys so fucked up, yo? For which is easier to say, your sins are forgiven, or stand up and walk?" Just in all actuality, isn't that what the priests say? Your sins are forgiven, my son. Right? Isn't that what the Pharisees and scribes themselves say when they're like blessing people? You confessed, your sins are forgiven, you've been baptized. What are you doing? This guy. But so you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins. I think that means something's missing. And he said to the paralytic, something's missing. Or maybe there's supposed to be parentheses. I'm not exactly sure. But he said, stand up, take your bed, go home. So he stood up and went home. When the crowd saw it, they were filled with awe, and they glorified God, who had given such authority to humans. Okay. As Jesus was walking along, he saw a man called Matthew sitting at the tax booth, and he was like, "Come on, we got shit to do, son." Okay. So Matthew is brother to no one. So he's by himself. See, I'm trying to keep notes for the end of this book, the story of Jesus, because I want to find out where it's different. And then we can figure out what happened. Okay. So then Matthew got up and followed him. As he sat at dinner in the house, whose house? What house? Many tax collectors and sinners came and were sitting with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they said to his disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" But when he heard this, he said, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick do." So they go to the doctor, duh. Go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice, for I have come to call not the righteous, but the sinners. Yes, he did, because he spoke their language. That's the whole thing about this religion. Nobody speaks the language. Like, everybody's reading it, but they're only talking to, I don't know, people that don't read this with fresh eyes or something. You know, maybe the stop to me is just the first stop to your journey on finding out who God is and what God is. I'm just giving you a perspective from somebody who doesn't do religion because they're all a bunch of lying assholes. I'm trying to do my own religion. So maybe this is your first stop on your journey. Who knows? But then the disciples of John came to, okay, this is John le Baptiste. They came to him saying, "Why do we and the Pharisees fast often, but your disciples do not?" And Jesus said to them, "The wedding guests cannot mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them, can they? The days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and they will fast. No one sews a piece of unshrunk." Hold on. Okay. So Jesus is like, when you're getting married, you're not sad. You're only sad when the. Hold on. The guests cannot mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them, can they? The days will come. Okay. The days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them. Then they will fast. Okay, there's no reason to fast while you're happy. So you can get fat and happy. Then shit'll get fucked up. Then you will get skinny real quick. You'll be miserable, don't worry. No one sews a piece of unshrunk cloth on an old cloak, for the patch pulls away from the cloak, and a worse tear is made. Neither is new wine put into old wineskins. Otherwise, the skins burst, and the wine is spilled, and the skins are destroyed. But new wine is put into fresh wineskins, and so both are preserved. I don't exactly know. I don't know what any of this has to do with the previous statement, right? Or is he just saying obvious things? He's just saying throwaway things because they're probably not listening. Okay. While he was saying these things to them, suddenly, A leader of the synagogue came in and knelt before him, saying, "My daughter has just died, but come and lay your hand on her, and she will live." Okay, so he probably didn't get to finish what exactly this meant, because this guy came in. And then Jesus got up and followed him with his disciples. Then suddenly, a woman who had been suffering from hemorrhages for 12 years came up behind him and touched his cloak. For she said to herself, "If I only touch his cloak, I will be made well." Jesus turned, seeing her. Okay, so Matthew 9. The woman bleeding. Okay, sorry I read slow. Okay, and Jesus turned, seeing her, he said, "Take heart, your faith has made you well." And she was well. Then Jesus came to the leader's house and saw the flute players and the crowd making a commotion. And he said, "Go away, the girl's just sleeping." And they laughed at him. But when the crowd had been put outside, he went in, took her by the hand, and the girl got up. And the report of this spread throughout that district. As Jesus went on from there, two blind men followed him, crying loudly, "Yo, listen, Son of David." When he entered the house, the blind men came to him, and Jesus said, "Do you think I'm able to do this?" Like, what do you think? What are you thinking? Do you think me, this guy, you think I can do this? And the Jews was like, yeah. Then he touched their eyes and said, "According to your faith, it be done to you." Okay, notice with this one, he didn't spit in the dirt. And their eyes were opened. Then Jesus sternly ordered them. This is when he finds out Jews are sneaky and they're snitches. Right here. He said, "Don't tell nobody." But they went away and spread the news about him throughout that district. See? Can't trust a Jew. After they had gone away, a demoniac who was mute was brought to him. And when the demon had been cast out, the one who had been mute spoke, and the crowds were amazed and said, "This guy, nothing like this guy. He's so good. He's a good guy." But the Pharisees said, "No, this is a bad guy. He's a bad guy." Right. He casts out demons in the name of demons. He does bad guy stuff. He's a bad man. And then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in the synagogues and proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, curing every disease and every sickness. Because, yes, why not? When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, ask the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. Dun, dun, dun. So listen, there's a lot of fucking people. We need to pray for more help. Okay? That's what we gotta do. But anyway, we're done with that for tonight. So thank you for watching. I love you and have the greatest day ever. No, I lied. I lied. Thank you for watching. Take your pills. I love you and have the sweetest dreams ever.